I didn't even see a little lichen man.
Oh,
Very excited.
little
Dog, little doggy boy. I don't know. I like this region. Also, like Team Spirit aren't playing this first match, but he's been bringing Axe into the region, which I know, like when we covered the region in Tour 1, like Team Empire and teams like that, they were also playing a lot of Axe. I don't know why this region likes Axe, but
do you have an answer for that?
Well, Navi played it too, actually.
Navi, yeah.
But why does this region like Axe?
Why do they like Axe? It can be a strong laner. I think Eastern Europe is a very big hero pool, especially for the off lane.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's just an Axe game, and you forget the fact that the hero is actually just so bad. You shouldn't be picking it. You just think about what potentially you could be doing with the hero, and you get caught up in that, and you're just like, I remember playing Axe 3 years ago, and I owned. And you get those vibes again, like I could do that this game with Axe, and then...
But he did. Collapse played it twice.
Yeah,
one was bad.
One was bad.
One was really good.
That's 50-50. That just means we're going to have to see him play it again.
Yeah, might as well play Centaur too then. Like,
okay. I'm down.
Let's just go back.
I would love to see
a time machine.
Yeah.
3 years when those heroes are actually relevant.
Yeah.
Well, what?
Oh, another dangerous hero. Sorry, Bristleback. This is a region that likes Bristleback, especially Navi.
Not in the off lane.
You actually pretty much just answered my question. I was going to say, what other heroes are notable in this region specifically?
Bristleback, baby.
Wow. So we got the Lycan, the Bristle, potentially the Axe.
Marcy still.
I mean,
that's every region.
Enigma.
Oh my!
That's
can
also
you
every
stop?
region.
You can say tiny.
Beastmaster. Oh my gosh,
tiny.
so cool.
Oh. Yeah, but Beast is...
I feel like I'm stuck between two kids bickering over like, yeah, well, my sandwich is ham and cheese and yours is ham, cheese, tomato. Disgusting.
Do you want to bring up something fresh and new to the table, Fear?
Io.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Tell me more.
Oh, wow. What'd you look at? There's an Io.
Oh, Io, man.
I'm an Oracle.
You're really good.
Wow, he's so good. He's so amazing.
Well... I have nothing left to say. I've finished my analysis of the game.
Oh, okay, there were no more region-specific heroes?
Radiant team ban.
No.
No?
Void Spirit ban. Interesting.
What the hell?
Surprised?
Yeah.
That's new.
We see Void Spirit get picked 100 times, but not in first phase. Well, that's not true at all. Yeah, we definitely see. Are they trying to pick Puck? And they think this is the response that's going to happen with Void Spirit?
It's possible, but then you left Tiny.
That's true. But like, I feel like everyone keeps picking Puck into Tiny anyway.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
After seeing it pretty much all tour, right? Tiny Puck, potential matchup.
Remaining.
How would you weigh it? Give me some arbitrary numbers as to how you would lean this matchup. 50-50, 60-40?
60-40.
60-40.
Damn, that's high numbers.
They're going to go the Tiny themselves. What would you give it?
60-40.
We can put it down out of 10, 6-4.
It's still the same. It is literally the exact same statistic.
600 to...
Oh, well, there you go. Look, it's the Tiny Puck, except I think you thought they were going to be flipped.
See, they just picked Puck into Tiny. I don't know why. They just like the hero. It's
Wait,
broken.
was the 60 for Tiny or the 60 for Puck?
The 60 was for Tiny.
Okay.
But I think it's 60 to Puck, honestly, because Puck's so stupid.
Excuse me?
He's so stupid.
Well, I noticed the problem is
10 seconds remaining.
people in the games I've been watching have not actually been laning the
5
Tiny
seconds
against the
remaining.
Puck. Because I think it's very difficult right now to pick a position 4. I don't think there's that many viable ones. So, like, yeah, of course you see, like, the Marcy a lot, which they could do, but you get the Tiny in the game. And I think melee pos 4s.
Hell yeah.
Blowing some smoke there.
Hell yeah, brother.
But anyway, like, your options, I mean, this is going to be their pos 4, so I think Tiny for sure is going to be a core now. But, yeah, back to my point, like, we just see a lot of Tiny, we see a lot of Marcy on pos 4, and, like, it feels like the ranged pos 4 pool is incredibly limited. And this is definitely a flavor of Eastern Europe. This Skywrath mage. Looking good.
I like
Looking
it.
good.
I like it a lot as a response to the Puck, yeah. And often we'll see this Sky, like when they pick it to go against the Puck, they usually pair it with an offlaner that's a little self-sustaining, just so the Sky can like rotate to mid and try and pressure a lot.
You can, yeah. It's just throughout the whole game, the silence is generally going to be good.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's pretty poggers. Also, speaking of viable 4s, I feel like if there's a Puck and a Dawn in the game, you can pick Nyx. Like, come on, it's so hype. How's that not the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life?
Sell me on it.
I don't want to.
In my life.
Because they already picked Skyroth.
Well, the problem is you don't want to pick Tiny Nyx together.
That's so true. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you didn't first pick a 4, like if you took something else.
Maybe. I just feel like Nyx right now, you have to have a special player for that hero.
Yeah.
And by special, I mean someone who is willing to play it, I guess, in pubs. It's like I have not seen many Nyxes in pubs, mainly because this is a counter pick hero, and when you play a pub, you just have to first pick your hero, and you're just sad, and you have to first pick Nyx. So a lot of people just aren't in practice with this Nyx right now, I think. Because it's a weak laner. Let's be real here. This hero is incredibly weak laner, especially if you're on Dire. Normally, you like pulling the wave behind and like denying behind the tier 1. If you're on Radiant, you can do that. On Dire, you don't really have that play option. So some of these like POS 4s that don't have kill threat, like Marcy's a different example, right? It's a different type of POS 4. This one is going to get kills in lane, but when you're playing like a Pudge 4 or Nyx 4, something that's not going to really be aggressive in lane, they're just trying to get their levels and scale. Playing those on Dire is a bit harder because you can grief your lane even harder.
That makes sense to me. And Nat, to answer your question, TA is banned.
Yeah, I predicted it.
Yeah. Ramsey is not only as a beast on it, but I think GPK has been playing it too, so.
No, he's TA on it, not beast.
God, I hate you so much. God, despise you.
My mission is accomplished.
I mean, GPK, like I looked at his stats, right? There's a couple things.
Yep.
One, for his TA, since we're just talking about TA.
Yep.
He's like Dota Plus Master tier on it, which means he plays it a lot. And 2, I think it's his 3rd most hero played in competitive. So if you combine both those, that's a lot of games on TA.
That is.
So, unfortunately, carry mids do suck this patch. I think your mid should never be playing TA, nor should they be farming without making some contribution to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I feel about every role. But carry has like the most leeway in that, with limitations, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the little wolf man is banned.
Not the little wolf boy.
The wolf boy, sorry,
little
not man.
Wolf boy.
Not a man, a boy.
Just a little dog.
How is that face,
boy.
like, he has facial hair and everything?
Yeah.
That's a boy to you.
He's youthful in his
10 seconds
vigor.
Yeah, so am I.
What? What?
5 seconds remaining.
Words are entering my ears right now.
He's got a lot of youthful spirit. He just gets down on all 4s and starts running. You think an old man could do that? You want to see Fear running around on all 4s?
That's how I run nowadays.
Oh my god.
Full body workout.
Yeah, I've seen him when we end broadcast, he actually just gets down on all 4s and just runs to his car.
To my car. What do you mean? I just run home like that.
Sure, I've never seen you get in a car. No, he could just run it home.
True. I just hear like a howl as you down the halls.
Can you howl for a spear?
Ooh.
5 seconds remaining.
There you go. I've got a lot of games I'm liking.
Catch him in the next Hollywood blockbuster. It's called Fear Werewolves, and it's Fear playing a werewolf.
If you didn't
Playing
know,
as liking.
Fear is actually very old, but back in his youth, he actually starred in Twilight.
Yeah.
It's true.
He's also done a lot of voiceovers, as you can tell.
Yeah. Ow.
One more time for the road, please.
No. You get one.
I appreciate it. I really valued it. So anyway,
These bands, am I right? They're just rapid fire.
Am I right?
Am I right? Faceless.
Mossy. All right. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense for their bands.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because like they're just banning heroes that don't care about being disposed and comfort heroes for the team. Talked about DMs, Timber already.
10 seconds remaining.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I would like
5 seconds.
outsiders should be careful. If you pick like super hard committal like team fight, then Dawnbreaker kind of counters that concept, and you're playing into a bunch of team fight with the puck too. So I don't know if they want to run a more like pick off based lineup. It works with the Skyroth if they just like pick a good stun that combos with it. Tiny's pretty decent already, to be honest, but they might want to pick something that scouts or gives vision.
Like a Nyx?
It could, yeah, like a Nyx. It could be a
I was just
Nyx. It
joking.
could be something
Maybe
that
a
has.
Nyx?
It could be like a Monkey King. It could be some summon hero.
Dire team pick.
It could be a
jug.
jug.
Oh, that was very smart.
Yeah.
Why was that so smart?
Oh, because she said it after she saw it.
Yeah. I really nailed the hero idea.
Well, do you like the jug, Fia? I feel like you
No, not really.
Oh.
But
10
the hero has a
seconds
place.
remaining.
and it's good versus Puck, or so you would think.
5 seconds
But you can still
remaining.
get silence and die before Manto.
So you have the sky, so you silence the puck
Radiant
before you silence
So
the
everyone's
jug.
just going to be silenced and right-clicking each other. In that case, Juggernaut is superior.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Navi should counter with someone else that, when the whole game is global silence, can also right-click back.
Okay.
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 It's good.
Any names spring to
Dire
mind?
team
A Lifestealer, probably.
Oh yeah, I like
Dude,
that
you're
one.
so good.
I like that
You're
one.
so good. How do you do it?
Oh, I just see what shows on my screen and I say it as fast as I can.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh. But no,
impressive.
Navi's lineup, I like a lot. Dawnbreaker plus Marcy together is a support combination
10
that I
seconds
enjoy.
remaining.
It's like, the way I look at Dawnbreaker, it might be core, I hope it's not, but it's like Dawnbreaker's a defensive support. And Marcy's an aggressive support. So you kind of got that save, team fight type of heal in Dawnbreaker, and then you've got the all-in aggression of Marcy starting fights and getting aggressive with the puck. And then Lifestealer, honestly, not a good hero versus Juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination. However, it is good versus Tiny as a core. So looks like they are going to go in for that approach. Theory, it can be good
10
versus Skyrath if you get your
remaining.
rage off, but goes both ways. Lifestealer, Jug, both these heroes hate playing versus silences. And if you get silenced before the rage comes out, it can be a completely different story. You can get bursted down. Does not enjoy getting Omni slashed as well, so
Dire team
you will
battle.
not win the late game man fight unless they have like Lotus Orbs or something. A lot of things can happen in Dota, but hero to hero matchup, this Lifestealer is not like a gotcha pick. It does have counterplays from Outsiders draft.
Okay. Very, very interesting.
Thank you.
10 seconds remaining.
Always insightful, Isabel. I was going to ask a follow-up question. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let that information sink in.
5
Whenever I look
seconds
at Jug
remaining.
vs. Lifestealer, I just remember that BSJ coaching session where he was like, this hero definitely wins, and then he like put them
Radiant
against each other in a
team
fall lobby, and it was just completely wrong.
Oh, which hero won?
I don't even remember. I feel like it was probably Jug.
Definitely. I mean, if Jug just Omni slashes, he wins. But if it's just right clicking each, Dota's never a game of just like two heroes right clicking each other to the death, right? So
I would be intrigued to see it. It wouldn't
10
be that
seconds
entertaining, but it would be
remaining.
funny.
yeah.
Oh wait, Lifestealer won. That was why it was embarrassing.
5
Looks like we're all so
seconds
stupid.
Fear's reaction. I wish we had a camera on that, man.
Sucks to be us, guys.
Yeah, I definitely had input
I
in
mean,
this
there's a lot of
conversation.
variables in that, right? Like,
Yeah.
do they have
Yeah.
the same farm? What is the
The same
item build?
mechanical skill. Yeah, what's the items?
I don't
Which
know.
hero farms faster in a game of Dota?
Mm-hmm.
So true.
Levels.
Tell him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That slaughter ban means outsiders are picking their last pick right now quickly before you see it on your screens. What is it going to be?
Enigma is banned.
Yep.
Uh,
Good work.
well, I didn't look at the bans, and we're talking about bot 1v1 right clicking each other in a lobby that I.
Yeah, come on.
Did not have
jeez.
enough
come
time.
on, bro. It's an iconic moment. It went on Reddit and
All
everything.
right, so Lifestealer
Never
counters.
read Reddit
Close my
moment.
eyes. We already did Slardar, Razor, Enigma.
Panga.
No, that's not a Lifestealer.
Mars is there.
Big Panga.
Mars is not a counter.
I didn't say it was a counter, I
Uh,
said Mars is
Panga.
there.
Zoo, Nature's Prophet. If they wanted to go that route, but
It is.
Who's it? DM?
Radiant team pick.
Doom.
Pig
That's. I mean, Doom is not good in lane at all versus Lifestealer. However, dooming Lifestealer is always a good time. Or
Yeah.
is it?
Is it?
Is it?
If you get, depends. If he gets the same thing, if he gets it off before rage, it's a great thing. If he gets it off after rage,
10
I'm afraid the
seconds remaining.
Dawnbreaker's just going to come in with the heal. There is sustain available
5
here, so
seconds remaining.
this Doom pick, it's going to be down to execution. I once again like coming from both drafts here, they have the tools to like win the game. It's going to come down to like execution. There's no huge outdraft from either side right now that I see.
Mhm.
And last pick Navi. What do they need? They need a 5 or an offlaner? Well, depending
Or
on if
4. Could Mossy not lane with the Lifestealer?
And you're saying Dawn off?
I don't know.
I
they
prefer
have so many
I prefer
options.
Dawn 4. Dawn Marcy, wrong hero. I prefer Marcy 4 almost always over 5. It really just comes down to me whether or not that I want to play. Well,
How did Wyvern get
core.
this far
Choose
in?
your hero.
Nah.
Well, it did. It got picked up by Navi. Drafts completed. Casters are going to be welcomed in. It is Aries and Trent joining us. Thank you both so much. Trent, are
Hey.
you in love with any draft? Hey. Hey.
Hey, hey,
Hey, hey,
Hey.
you know, didn't even say good morning or anything. I mean, that's fine. Whatever. We might be here a while. It'd be nice to start with some formalities. Well,
Okay,
I guess
wait,
you
let me-
guys won't be here a while.
Yeah,
from what I
let me
understand.
restart. I'm sorry because my manners went out the windows after being around these two so long. Good morning, Aries and Trent.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys so much for joining us. Trent, as always, I'm so excited for your insightful knowledge. So please, these draft, how's it going to play out? What's the matchup like?
So much more pleasant. Thank you. I love the flexibility at the end of the draft there from Navi with various roles still available. And, you know, they started with the Puck Dawnbreaker. Ramses yesterday was tagged up as Puck Enjoyer, Puck Player Enjoyer. You know, he's a big fan. So obviously they handed it off. They had their heroes ready that they wanted to handle it with the Tiny and the Skywrath Mage. So we are here to test to see if they indeed have the tools for it.
Concerned for Navi. So I'm concerned for outsiders on how much the effectiveness they're going to get out of the Doom. I feel like it can be quite easy for Navi to be able to reset fights with Coil and Curse, and I don't think the Doom's going to have as much impact as what they're hoping for.
All right, well, to save these two any more embarrassment of guessing wrong, we are just going to jump straight into game one. Navi, outsiders of this three-way tiebreaker in Eastern Europe.
Thank you, Nat. Trent, what a way to kick us off here, to be able to determine the top 3 placements between these teams, Navi against Outsiders. And we've got some pretty crazy draft as well between the two teams. We are already kicking it underway here, Navi on the Radiant side, Outsiders on Dire. What do you know, Navi, they're like, why not go into some of the 2 most new heroes? You got the Marcy, the Dawnbreaker, Outsiders pulling off a little bit of comfort as well. You've got the flavor of the month in regards to GPK on his Tiny. Do we feel like this is enough for Outsiders though?
Well, it is the plan. You know, it seems like they were ready. Like, there's not really much else you can expect when you do those bans at the start. Then you're going to see Puck and probably Dawnbreaker alongside it. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's just a classic case of just fighting the enemy you know rather than the one you don't. So instead of banning these heroes, they can understand that Puck is very strong and that Dawnbreaker is very strong, but they can also have ideas and concepts to play versus these heroes, as opposed to some heroes that maybe you know they're broken, but you don't really understand the counterplay. So that's what we're here to test out. It's going to be very, very exciting to watch.
The battle begins.
What a beautiful way to kick it off with a bit of a fight. Although Sweden Strong is like, nah, I'm going to dip out of here. Not a possibility to be able to take that skirmish. Of course, previously, when these two teams faced each other, it was Navi that came out on top. It was a 2-0 victory over Outsiders. Of course, that was in week 3 of the Summer Tour. So we'll see how much Outsiders have been able to learn from that previous series.
Yeah, that one a ways back. So we'll see if things have improved since then, of course, for both teams, really. And I mean, personally, I think these teams have both improved over that time. I think that overall across the globe, these two alongside Spirit are some of the strongest teams that we have. I'm very excited to see how they all perform at the major and see what sort of placements they get. And to see where they all shake out today, because it is best of ones. So the randomness, cannot be understated, I believe, as Ramses put it. It's all randomness, just random. That's all it is. Clearly, skill will not matter here today. It'll just be the randomness of these lane matchups. And so far, mid lane, we should assume that Tiny will do better there. We've seen some pretty crazy puck plays, particularly from No One, where he's actually wound up winning this lane and even getting kills on this lane, which is a little absurd. But they should win mid for Outsiders, and we'll have to see how the two side lanes shake up from there.
It looks like at the moment, though, we'll take a look at Lysa's lane up top, paired with Sweden Strong. Ramses and Hyokoda together once again. We don't really see the Ogre as a support too often. Kind of was a hero that was getting picked up a decent amount, maybe 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, but something that hasn't been prioritized as much so far through the Summer Tour. What's your opinions on the Ogre?
Well, we talked a lot about regen since the start of this season, really, with patches and everything. And so benefits of Ogre, of course, 7.3 HP regen. Can't really underestimate that. Pretty solid. Lots of brawling that happens right now in the lanes. And, you've got a little bit of disables. You're trying to whittle down these opponents and put them into kill threat. Unfortunately, you're versus Marcy and Dawnbreaker, and I really can't think of many more frightening lanes right now. Like, look, that's a jug. Look at this.
Oh, God, these two heroes in the lane. And you paired them together. Oh, Ramses. A puck enjoyer, maybe a Dawn enjoyer instead.
It'll be his next tag. I mean, he was a little ranty about Dawnbreaker in the interview yesterday. You know, he had plenty to say about this hero, just like, you can't lane against it. He lost his lane versus Dawnbreaker in game 1, so then he just played Dawnbreaker in game 2.
You can't beat him, join him. We might see that be the case. Some other players in particular as well. So maybe the way to be able to help out Ramses is GPK getting some of the power runes. Of course, we're still a little bit away from that. Always going to have to keep tabs on these supports to be able to rotate to help secure. Do you feel like one side has the easier task to be able to kind of move on over and secure some of the runes?
It's, I'd say, fairly balanced. Like, obviously, the mobility of Marcy is pretty frightening. Like, she's very good at that role, where she's already kind of hiding in the trees very often, looking for good angles to rebound into a lane and suddenly dispose you. So it can be a bit mysterious if she's even made that rotation. But then, she shows up, she comes mid, and she's hopping off that mid laner and right on to someone like a Tiny who heads the defense of the toss theoretically, but can still be open to a punish there. And GPK, he is going on a long walk here for this bounty rune.
Does have Yarmich looking to step in, though. No one. He's ready for the task, and even the Wyvern's going to join as well. But the first blood picked up from Solo, and no one. He gets out of danger with a jaunt too. The high gun is Navi. Hit first.
That's brutal. I mean, he was just going trying to find that rune. Great move from Solo. Like, they just left him with no option. He was just completely closed in.
He's going to go down as well. They might go for Yakota next. Abilities on cooldown. Lyce is also lacking the mana to be able to chase down Hakoda, so it looks like the Ogre's going to be okay, but it's another big kill to find. Both the position 2s and the position 1 going down to start this game.
Man, I had to make sure I was reading that correctly. He took like 200 damage just from like the Starbreaker stuff. What an ability right there. Just swiping and smashing and right-clicking. Of course, this hammer as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more of Ramsey's thoughts on Dawnbreaker in the future. Hard to believe that you have Juggernaut. Like we tend to say that, like, oh, they don't have a stun in the lane to deal with a Starbreaker, so it's going to be tough. I mean, at least in this case, you have the Fire Blast and still not able to find that safety. And there has been a lot of creep shenanigans in here, by the way, in terms of like body block from each one. And finally, after all the D wards, because of the fight, neither of the heroes were there to actually go for the body block, so we actually get some pulls up here. Oh, Ramses. Oh, all right. It's a spin his way out of there. Yeah, that was... he did a good job. He had to contest Swedenstrong because he was pulling the camp over. And as long as Hakoda lives.
Lyce is out of mana for the moment. Has a stick to play with if you're getting range for the Starbreaker. And, well, thanks to Swedenstrong chucking him back towards the Dawnbreaker. It should make it that much easier. Swedenstrong is going to be able to secure it with the finishing blow. And there we go. Navi off to a flying start.
It's so much damage.
I don't know if we're going to start saying this, honestly. Like, these two heroes. Oh, bottom lane, DM. I'm going to pump a little bit. Kind of the one lane we haven't put a whole lot of attention on. I feel like this is kind of going to be natural, though, considering it's a Doom. You're not the greatest laner, and you're kind of just looking to find your farm and lifesteal. He just exists in a lane. Never really has much kill threat. Is an incredible hero just to be able to stay afloat in a lane, though.
Outsiders just get outmaneuvered extremely hard. Okay. So Swedenstrong ran the whole way up top, like to that jungle bounty rune area. Came through, put an observer ward, as you can see, sort of over on the behind the Dire tier 1 up on the ramp. And then comes down in behind. Well, there were 3 heroes mid trying to hold this power rune, walked out from the tree line and just took it. And just walked away. That was it. There were 3 heroes mid and he didn't get the DD.
And they're going to go. Ramses just gets the Blade Fury off at the last second. It's a decent amount of damage onto Swedenstrong. They're going to TP in the Scythe Mage, but Lyce, he can easily chase down Ramses for another death. And Let's see if he can make it out, though,
The
with his own
dispose?
life. Yakoda tries to toss him back, sweet and strong. Beautiful use of the dispose, and they reapply the ignite. He's going to juke up to the north instead and TP out. Oh, no. He gets out with murder.
Oh, that's Dawnbreaker. And the worst part is
He can
that...
go back in.
Yeah,
Hang on, they
he's
can go
six.
back in.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Oh, nice. He's going to rejoin the party. Sable Ramses, but he's already taken half his health. Ramses, what is going on? Yakoda as well. This lane continuing to be disastrous for Outsiders. They need more help. They need GPK.
Oh, well, you know, friend of the show, Kezu. Big fan, of course, of all things Dota. He recently put out a video about Tundra's laning, and I'm seeing a lot of very similar things here from Licensed Swedenstrong. This whole idea of just like lots of regen, getting for the soul ring and the sticks nice and early, and just constantly battling and fighting. And like especially that kind of play right there, where Ramses comes back in and is at 25% HP within 3 seconds. Like I think the fountain buff was still on him, and he's just being swung on by this Dawnbreaker.
You seen Ramses' item build?
Hey, buddy, you know, he's taking some lessons from GPK. GPK, of course, yesterday did go for a Midas Void Spirit, and you know, he said, "Oh, good build." So, I guess Ramses thought so too.
All right, so for Outsiders, 5 deaths, but it's only a 1,000 deficit. 8 minutes in, nothing crazy. They have the Doom that's not having a crazy lane, but he's also going to go Midas as well. So I think for Outsiders, really what you're looking for, again, it's GPK. It's going to have to be a pretty decent
look at Ramses.
timing.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, dude, no one gives him the tip as well. Oh, sorry, ex-teammate. Hate to see it. And Solo's just going to eat the gank. Oh, look at this. At least they can get a kill. Maybe giving an injection of gold into the bank of Tiny. You really need that Blink Dagger to come out at a decent rate. And yeah, Solo will go down. So there we go. First kill picked up from Outsiders, and at least it's able to be claimed by GPK.
Yo,
We're not
Keen
done, though.
Optic?
Top lane.
Keen Optic?
Yakoda.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get another kill. Easy. Chase down onto the tier 1 tower. Lice, he's dominating already. 4-0-2.
It was just that little bit of reach from the Keen Optic helping out there for the toss. I guess I really have to say dispose when Tiny's in the game, huh?
Bottom lane. Nice toss straight to the Doom. DM, first use of the ultimate, but look at the Solar Guardian, and the Lifesteal is just going to try and stand his ground, playing off the back of the feast. Here, Solo, he's got the Cold Embrace to keep him healthy, so they'll turn to GPK. It's a dive from Outsiders, not paying off. They might be able to keep GPK alive. In fact, he's going to step back in, turning for the toss, but the damage is lacking. But the important thing is, Doom goes down. They might get Yarmich as well. So in and strong, not having enough mana though for the dispose.
Radiant's middle tower is under
There's this rather smart lad on the panel. Goes by Fear. I believe we heard him say they had a lot of regen, a lot of help here, just in case there was a Doom, and you saw it happen live. All right, Lifestealer gets tossed over. First, the Solar Guardian comes through the help, then a Cold Embrace, and no real concerns. Just turn, and now you got a Doom who, for another 100 seconds here, is just able to farm, really. And, well, I mean, what better ways than to farm than to also buy a Midas with your friends?
Everyone gets a Midas. Come on, GPK, I know you're feeling it. Get that blink. Ramp up the farm with a Midas afterwards.
You've heard of save your buddy syndrome. How about save with your buddy syndrome? You know, financial advice. Invest together.
It's a new strategy here from Outsiders. Triple Midas cause. What could go wrong?
Well, things can't look much worse, at the very least, you know? 8-1. At least they haven't lost any towers. That is a pretty good sign so far. Nothing really to facilitate early tower takes here from the side of Navi, or really the side of Outsiders. It's going to be a relatively more kill-heavy game in that sense. But, you know, it's easy to push towers if you just kill them all, so no one is making his way up top. And he runs away. Okay, never mind.
That's definitely a concern to mention, in particular for Navi, just because they are kind of in front right now and looking to get kills into objectives, though they're probably going to have to time this up with the catapult waves. Unfortunately, they've already missed the 10-minute mark to be able to help out with their pushing potential, so next catapult's going to spawn at the 15-minute mark. I think Navi really have to be paying attention to that.
That could be helpful, and for Outsiders, they're just looking at some attack speed for Ramses, right? I mean, this guy is just being bloodlusted. He's got his Midas, and he is just
They might
swinging
get a
at
pick
some
off on
camps.
Solo. GPK with the blink. Trying to chase on Solo. They'd love a better target. Solo would also love a kill onto Ramses, but Jog's able to reposition, and yeah, there we go. They're going to jump in. So this is what we're looking for from Outsiders. The blink from GPK being able to combine with Yarmich, and they even give the kill over to Ramses as well. So just showing truly how far behind this Jog is, but I guess it's not being highlighted in the net worth. Like, Ramses had done a pretty good job to catch up.
Yeah, it really has, considering how early he was bullied out. And part of that is at the cost of, like, Hakoda's game, for example. Like, he's not even level 6 yet on the Ogre. He has just been following Juggernaut and bloodlusting him. So, there you go. He cracks 6 now in the mid lane.
See what the play is going to be from Outsiders. Do you consider re-smoking here to get another pick-off? Might be able to just take a team fight instead with Navi brute forcing down the lane, but they're going to be able to jump Solo again. They get rid of the Winter Wyvern, but the rest of Navi able to step into the river. They're going to target down GPK on the Tiny. They hold back the Doom as well to the north. DM tries to enter the fight to drop the ultimate, but he's not going to have a target. And now Navi, they're pushing on for more. They want another pick-off. No one needs to rely on the body blocks. Hakoda's going to hold back V2 for the moment, but look at no one, man. This guy's styling on DM. They'll get Hakoda as well. There's Navi. You lose Solo, but what a skirmish for them.
That was some of the longest body blocking I've seen. That brings me back to, like, No Tail Enchantress, basically. Just body blocking at, like, 30 seconds into a game right there. That was pretty good. I'm sure that felt really nice from no one. He's like, I don't even know if I need to be doing this right now, but it looks cool, so I think I'll keep it up. Benefits, like, why Outsiders went in there was that if they can get the kill on Solo and then escape, what ends up happening is that it gives freedom to Ramses to just keep farming the wave and pushing the tower down bottom. Because if the Wyvern's not there and his TP's coming back up, he'll be okay, right? He'll have spin TP, nothing to really threaten him. He can just get out for sure. So I like the go in the first place to kill the Wyvern, but unfortunately, getting stuck in there, forced to fight, ends up securing the mid tower for Navi. And instead, now they're going to have to make their way down here, try and get some kills, intercept anyone who might be smoking for Ramses. And unfortunately, they don't even get that. But they'll get a tier 1 bottom.
It's nice posturing from Outsiders. Trying to see if they can get the pick off, making space for Ramses. GPK. Look at the drag back. Sweet and strong. The Avalanche. To prevent the chase. Sweet and strong wants to go. A little bit of miscommunication. Back up the high ground though. Hakoda. It'll be an easy pickings for Navi. It looks like no one has the Witchblade completed. Ramses is going to be cautious he doesn't stick around for too long. They have the curse to be able to prevent that Blade Fury TP out, but he's going to try and pivot his direction back to the tier 1.
Well, considering it feels very dominant across the map, it's still only a 2k lead at the very least. You know, they have a Doom, they have Midases, so it's not that surprising that the gold is at least staying that close. And the XP is not that far off. It's only about 3k in terms of XP, so Outsiders this game certainly still within their grasp, but things are still trending fairly confidently in Navi's favor as they start moving into these big items like the BKB on Lice, and truly, that's actually like the really big one. And then slowly over time, V2 will just get incrementally stronger as he gets the safety of the Manta online. So we've been seeing quite a bit from Lifestealers.
We feel like there's items that Navi have to start to build to maybe help out with their pickoffs. Because we see the Outsiders just pulling them across the map, and because Navi kind of have that weakness there as well, hold that thought. Mid lane, GPK is in a bit of trouble. Sweet and Strong jumps in. Lysa, no one playing nearby. It's a big kill on GPK, who was farming pretty aggressively mid.
Yeah, that is painful. That's exactly the kind of kills that you're talking about, like not giving up, obviously. Is he is the Blink Dagger. He's the one who wants me making these plays out of fog to try and boost his team back into this game. I don't think they need to focus too hard in terms of their initiations, everything right now from Navi. I think it's fairly solid with the heroes they already have. I think they just work on survivability and making their way towards the Roche Pit, then slowly taking down these tier 2s, controlling that top part of the map. This game sort of plays itself for Navi. It is definitely not a draft I would consider difficult to execute, especially with this sort of a lead, right? You're going to have Lice farming largely solo as he works towards the BKB, then we'll Solar Guardian into any engagements and Dream Coils that they have. They're going to have lots of aggressive vision up top to try and spot smokes that might be coming with this Tiny, because that's the goal for Outsiders, right? They need these sort of picks.
They're going to make the attempt onto the Dawnbreaker. Nice toss back into Sky's position with the Mystic Flare drop. That's enough to get the kill, and that's a hell of a streak as well. No one's going to try and TP in. In fact, he'll actually cancel that, so really big kill for Outsiders.
And I think this is a development that's occurring more and more with the Dawnbreaker games, is that people are seeing how Dawnbreaker is essentially trying to be Spectre, right? You want to be greedy and farm and then join the team during fights, and so you have to try and hunt the Dawnbreaker. As a team, you hope to punish that by pushing these towers and making it so like they have to sort of split their response, and it's harder for them to take that long to actually gank the Dawnbreaker. But part of that lack of push and threat that they actually have on objectives right now from Navi is why that kill happens on Lies. You know, I'm not worried about Navi roaching right now. Especially if Dawnbreaker's showing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any item they can truly go to help. It's not like you're a Wyvern or Mars, so you can kind of build a medallion maybe to open up the pit early.
Yeah, not so much this game. I mean, they're gonna get there anyway when Lifestealer gets his items. So like, I wouldn't necessarily like go out of my way to itemize for it. I think you just need a little bit more strength, a little bit more safety nets by taking care of the tier 2s and getting the outpost. That's all. Oh, and Doom. Trying to make his jungle safe. Probably going to die for it here.
Just get the minus off, please, sir.
Yeah, he got it.
All right, do me.
I'm glad you know the important things. Yeah. You're on that, Ares, huh? It's like... yes, well, this is good.
They got Glyph on Dire at least to be able to stall this. They're not going to get full effectiveness out of it with the creep wave starting to connect. They are putting some pressure onto the tier 1 mid as well, so they will force Navi back. Just trying to see what we're nearing, because the Jug is... I mean, Ramses is top of the net worth. He's been free farming across the map. Of course, the Midas finally starting to pay off. They might be able to get no one. The Yoceptor completed though, so should be able to protect him against the Ancient Steel. GPK is going to jump in, but look, the coil just on the outskirts of the Solar Guardian, but they can stand their ground on Navi and take the team fight as Solo finds the curse onto 2. This can set up for the follow-up stuns afterwards as they bring down both the cores on Outsiders. It was a beautiful attempt, but they just weren't ready for the Yoceptor on no one. And that was enough to keep him alive after the Ancient Steel and Navi. All of the members showed up.
And how many pucks have been skipping out on that early, right? The early Yules, but no one just putting the full respect against Outsiders and their potential for pickoff and getting that Yules nice and early. And it saves them right there. And that's so unbelievably necessary. And like, how about the coordination of that fight? That looked picture perfect. The toss back to put the Jug next to the DD Tiny and then cursing the Jug so that Tiny does the dirty work for you.
Beautiful stuff. Well, that's kind of what you come to expect from the lads of Navi. They have looked very clean this tour.
One more day to do it. This is the one. Just be good today, and then you can sort of be bad until the major.
Ramses? This is pretty aggressive positioning. They know multiple ultimates are on cooldown, though. They got the BKB on DM at the moment. Yeah, being delivered. GPK just completed Echo. You don't have the Manta for a little bit of survivability on Ramses, but
oh, buddy,
they might be nearing a time where they can start considering playing a little bit more proactive.
I'll tell you one thing. If I'm Navi right now, I'm thinking about a smoke. Unfortunately, the BKB just got finished for DM, but like Arcane Rune on Puck, I would be heavily concerned with fighting this guy right now. I would definitely want to be moving out. Instead, they're going to smoke towards Navi, and no one just sitting by the ward. He's ready for this. See ya.
Oh. No one? Wait, no one? Hang on, are you ready for this?
No.
You put yourself in the high ground. Solar Guardian, not going to be enough health. No one's gone. DM, a BKB to protect himself for the moment. They're going to push Solo away from the neighborhood. He'll drop the curse, but that does nothing to stop the kill. And Outsiders capitalize on a mistake from no one.
That got awkward really fast. Like, he had the right idea, and he sort of knew where they were coming, but I think what happened was he panicked when he jumped to the left, and DM also popped out of smoke. You know? Yeah, honestly, he deserved that tip. He kind of just, like, rolled his face over his keyboard and hit all his buttons and died.
Toss back onto Lice as well. B2 might be able to enter for the Infest to give him the bonus health, and that's what they need to keep the Dawn alive. Now, GPK, nice read. Just TP out. Easy like that. But Lice, he wants to make sure Hakoda, he won't have the same fate as the Jug.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower.
Ooh, catapult, though. snags the kill. No deny. Nice. Looking for the positives here, you know.
Half glass full or half glass empty, guy?
So full. Oh, the fullest glass there was. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. That's what I tell my team. It's all going to be okay, you know? 40k down. They're hitting the Ancient. This game's winnable. It's okay, everybody. Jump forward. That kill not gettable for Sweet and Strong. He's forced back. Has a great ward behind the tower, though, so lurkers beware.
How much is that lurker? You'd love to get the Sky. Freeze up the Lifestealer, freeze up the puck. A lot of the burst potential as well from Outsiders. They're going to back off. They are retreating under the ward, so Outsiders has some information to be able to play with. What's the call, though, from them? Ramsey's, of course, Manta completed. Again,
gets the shard, too, on the courier.
Ooh.
Yeah, after just getting that Manta, too, so farm that up pretty quick. Big power spike for him, obviously, as he's no longer death by silence.
Dakota mid lane. They're going to be able to get the jump on the Ogre. Looks like Outsiders want nothing to do with this fight, but no one's already looking for a +1. Trying to jaunt on the high ground, seeing who else he can catch out. It's like Outsiders. Oh, are they going to stick around? GPK is going to jump in. DM needs to have the follow-up. They're going to get the Solar Guardian for the bonus health once again. No one's going to be okay, but he's going to be cautious, DM. Trying to enter the fight to get the silence of the left to Doom as well. DM brings down no one, but they used a lot to get the puck, and what cost does it come at? This DM, he's in trouble, trying to kite to the left, but Ramses, he does not want to rejoin this engagement. As Navi, they do lose the puck, but they find a successful trade out of it.
I felt like Ramses just couldn't get anything going in that fight. Even after the Omni Slash, obviously, with the phase, no one to help chain stun the puck. But at least they get that kill, right? That is certainly something for them. And one of the sadder parts, Hakoda just dying right away. Like, you pick Ogre into the puck occasionally because you have the stun that can't be dealt with the Fire Blast. And aside from, like, seeing the animation and going for, like, a phase shift or something. But you kind of hope that you'll also survive just the initial burst of a puck until a Lifestealer hops out from inside as well. So, bit unfortunate that despite tanking the gank, his team still got wrapped into a fight that was not beneficial for them. So, Outsiders now forced in the back foot. Navi get the Roach that they've been working towards for an extremely long time. And now the next question is, how does this game go heading to the high ground?
I don't know if they can... High ground siege is a bit difficult on Navi. I think you're looking at probably second Roche for high ground, right? Maybe this one just to get some outer towers?
I would say it's probably going to be a while. As you can see, like, despite how much it's felt like Navi has controlled this game, and how they still have a fairly large XP lead of about like 5.5k, the gold's still looking all right for Outsiders. You know, they're doing pretty well in terms of the split push. They have the Doom. If he can actually turn this gold into usefulness, right? I mean, he has a 7-second BKB still. He's working towards a Shiva's. Pretty good choice here versus the Lifestealer.
Hang on. Trent, you didn't say the important thing. He also has that Midas on cooldown.
Yeah, no, I'm watching. Trust me. It's pretty depressing. He's going from camp to camp just like, oh
no way. They all going to make it out. Oh, what the bash first hit. Oh, at least it's just a Coda. He gives him a tip as well.
That's depressing.
We really got to start to mention the fact that Outsiders, these minuses again, they're paying off. And Trent, do you feel like they even care about the Aegis? Is this a lineup that can just play the map and hold that thought top lane? No one drops the coil. The Solar Guardian and V-Tune's going to be nearby. Oh, GPK! Look at the illusion dodge, but still the bashes are raining in from V2. GPK is going to be in some trouble. Tries to enter the high ground, but another bash to hold him back. Off to the side though, DM. The solo Doom onto Sweet and Strong, and Sweet and Strong's going to give him a tip as well, recognizing that his ultimate isn't as value as what they're hoping out of it. Next to the T2 tower, Lice and V2 able to bring down another. But the Lifestealer still charge on the higher gun. DM's going to be in some trouble. In fact, they're going to go for Ramses instead, because Lice, look at the jump into the higher gun. The Ogre can do nothing as they're in with the combo, but Ramses, Blade Fury off at the last second, along with the healing ward. That should be enough for him to survive, but I don't know about Yakoda. V2 is just balling out right now. This guy doesn't give a damn about Outsiders. 9-0-3 is the Lifestealer.
He's a bash machine. Yeah, those kind of deaths can't happen because it allows you to play a little bit more free when you have this Aegis, and that's partially why GPK's getting picked off. Even that, like, I mean, she's 3,700 HP with Lifestealer inside. Do you really want to mess with this Dawnbreaker?
Oh, sir, this Dawnbreaker, you leave that one alone. You're not trying to deal with lice at this stage. Multiple heroes on Navi having a good game. But again, though, are we worried for Navi? Because Outsiders with these Midas, with the Doom, they are a team that going to maybe have a better time as the game gets later.
I'll tell you what, if Outsiders manage to snag an Aghanims on GPK somehow, I will consider it a little worrisome. I think that if they get to the point where Ramses has been farming and GPK has managed to farm up an Aghanims as well, like alongside the crit and everything, and then you get like a refresher on Doom, that's when I think the fights are like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe, just maybe Outsiders can pull something off here. Okay. But I do think that the scaling on the Navi side is still going quite fine. I'm not mega concerned for them, really. Oh, no one. Going for the Infest gang.
Ramses, Picoda, nothing that Ogre can do again. Tries to chuck out a straight fire shield, but the Toon and no one, the perfect duo, can get double kill down bottom. They might be able to jump lice though. Outsiders looking to rectify the death, and they should be able to succeed in that, but Solo's in. There's going to be no follow-up with the curse. Marcy a little bit too far away.
Solo is acting pretty big right here, but he's really not. He's actually quite small. It was just him. Oh. Okay, all right, GPK figured it out. He's like, wait a second. He sees the puck on the ward down bottom. He just saw no one. Though.
Oh, GPK doesn't have the damage. He's going to go back in. Batoon, he can easily chase down GPK. They've got the detection nearby. The Glimmer Cape's not going to protect him, but an easy toss. Batoon just chucked away. They might be able to blow up the Marcy. Batoon shouldn't be worried at the moment. They have the Doom to play with, but still ages for another 40 seconds. They could stalk this Lifestealer.
Some great plays here from Outsiders. Just what you need. They are risky at times, right? Like hopping out to get that Dawnbreaker, pretty scary target. But capitalizing on the fact that they made that big move across the map. Oh, no one, though. He wants to be sneaky again with this Invis rune. He's under a combo, though. Obs and Sentry there, so they're going to know about this. Outsiders. Impressive stuff. Again, like sure, you lost your jug, but at least you got something out of it. That could have been so much worse than managing to burn the curse as well. Solo will have it back soon, but it did give, it helps you move into the base like this right now to your Ancients.
And they do have some pretty decent wards nearby as well for Outsiders. So maybe if you can get a lane shoved out, try and connect to those wards, maybe you're in a position where you could take a fight. You lost that Aegis advantage on Navi. Well, they got, two tier 2 towers have been claimed so far. So Outsiders, if you do find yourselves in a position near your wards, I think they could definitely take a fight.
Yeah, like right now. I mean, if Solo comes over here looking for D wards and stuff, he could be a free pick, and then that turns into an outpost. Solo's thinking like, oh, the outpost, that's a nice play. I like that a lot. That flight over the trees into that ward. I don't think it quite scouted that. Oh, no, it did. He pinged it. He did see that smoke. Very well done. Oh, he draws the line. Okay. He knows where they're coming. Yo, use the illusion. Bait it with the illusion.
No one.
He wants the additional dispel.
And make sure you don't group up. No one. All he sees is the Ogre. Not the greatest target to jump. Hakoda's going to make him work for it. Sweet and strong. They're all grouped up. They did what you couldn't do. Coil onto multiple heroes. Outsiders, though, still looking to turn it around. The curse only controlling one. GPK. He's going to get the combo out. Now Vatoon's in trouble. The Omni Slash bouncing onto the illusions. Not the greatest damage for the moment. DM jumps in, but Vatoon's protected. A buyback even coming up from Solo, but
wow.
It was looking like a horrible start from Outsiders. That toss back, all heroes grouped up into the multi-man coil, but Outsiders, they're able to tank through the combo.
Yeah, the damage was pretty swift there from Navi, but not able to get a big curse on top of that. Now the buyback from Solo with no curse. Not really that frightening. And Navi kind of having a golden opportunity with that smoke, but deciding to move in more aggressive.
No one's going to jump. Ogre's in a pretty good position to help out. Glimmer Cape and Fire Shield if required. They might reinitiate, and yeah, GPK's going to do just that. Straight onto Lice. With the combo there, they should be able to get the kill into the Dawnbreaker. Now, what more can they provide themselves? Outsiders just feasting on Navi now. Oh, this game starting to turn around. Outsiders building some momentum as GPK is in, and the rest of Outsiders are going to swarm to their location, targeting down no one for the moment. Scepter to buy some time, but it just sets up as DM lands the War Stomp. The puck's gone. Ramses has the bash as well. Beautiful play from Sweden Strong, bouncing himself away. And Lifestealer will escape under the cover of the Infest, but Outsiders really feel like they are back in this game.
Especially depending on this Roche timer. That will be the big determining factor. If this is a really quick Roche, this game is just completely in Outsiders' favor. Like, out on the map, get the Aegis, throw that shard, potentially onto Tiny. Still doesn't have one. He likes himself a shard. And, whoa, 30 seconds. Puck will still be dead. How dedicated is it? Oh, he's dedicated. Is he? He's dedicated. This guy, he's like holding the stop sign on the side of the road. He's like, it's hot, but the hourly's good.
Oh, he's coming back in?
Yeah,
he's
holding
15 seconds. I don't know. You're hyping him up, but he might not be dedicated for too much
he's
longer.
dedicated. He's dedicated.
All right. Yeah, right.
No, come on, 4 more seconds. It was getting a little risky. I'll give him that.
All right, okay. Oh, poor Hakoda. He's singing his praises, and then he walks out 4 seconds till Roche spawns. Is he going to go back in? No, he's screwed.
All right, listen, there's union-mandated breaks, okay? You see those guys on the side of the road? They're always taking a breather, all right?
Yeah, go farm some creeps. That's his break. Get that Ghost Scepter.
Almighty money.
Now it'll be Navi now. There is an obs ward that he planted when he was in the pit on the other side. Pretty sneaky one. Doesn't often get dewarded because people aim for the pillar instead. So he'll at least have some good eyes on the backside of this fight. But Navi into the Roche using the spider legs from V2. Very handy item on a Lifestealer.
I don't think they've seen anyone with that ward. They're going to see Sweden Strong now. This should reveal Roche is going on. And Radiant, they do not take it fast at all. Oh, hang on. No one. We saw what happened last time at this cliff. Make sure there's no repeat. No one scouting them all out, but GPK starts. Oh, GPK! So much damage. A preemptive use of the coil. They're going to get nothing out of it. Outsiders, this is a big opportunity until Solo jumps in with a curse. They should secure the kill onto the Ogre at least, but GPK looking for revenge. Tosses Solo up. Ramsey's going to be able to step into the fight. And now Navi, how do you set a formation up to contest the pit?
I don't think you can without Curse and Marcy. This is just... They gotta let it go. And they can try and go for a snag. That's all they have. And even that is very, very risky right now.
For the hero play. Not the call. Alright. You were mentioning GPK potentially getting the Aghanim Shard. He's got that one now available. Gonna make it much easier for the Tiny to find his farm. Potentially working towards that Ag Scepter. The moment it's going to be the overwhelming blink.
Yeah,
afterwards we can see what that tree volley can do.
Yeah, I thought he'd go straight for the tree volley, but upgrading the blink first. I mean, they're really a little bit squishy too still on the side of Navi. Like, there's Marcy and this Puck still under 2k HP. So, especially Solo, of course, but you're hoping that he's not going to be the one getting hopped on. GPK, the invis, no one's on the run. He knows what's coming. So what happened this game, guys? Navi, kind of dominating. They have so much pressure across the whole map, but you can see how when you're trying to make this high ground push, if you don't have something that's like a dedicated siege like this, you have to continue to play clean in Dota. You can't give up these kills, and I think they did a good job of pressuring, like getting those kills on Ramses, but it's as simple as losing a couple kills after that, letting them get outside the base. Like, if you let go of that chokehold for just a second, they can gain so much ground back in the game, and it speaks to Outsiders to recognize those mistakes and to go for those plays, because they were risky, right? You miss that kill on Vice up top, and you lose a hero, maybe you lose a Rax. But because they get those kills, they've worked themselves back into a situation where not only are they no longer stuck in their base and threatened, they're actually heading up to the enemy high ground.
Great and strong. Toss back into the Solar Guardian. It's a beautiful way to start the fight. Very crafty from Navi.
All right, they have the curse. What does Solo do?
Let's see, Ramsey's easily able to get out. But you had 3 minutes to work with on that Aegis, and Navi makes sure that's not a possibility now.
The shoe is upon the other foot now, you see. For going high ground is not easy.
Oh, we're We could be in for a thriller here. 11,000 net worth lead on Outsiders, but yeah, like you said, not easy to go higher ground. And do you feel safe now on Outsiders to consider taking fights? You've got good wards to play with. You do scout out no one at the moment.
No
DM, it's going to be huge if they get to pick off the first one into the combo, and you bet they've got the burst and they've got the tips as well. No hesitation. DM and GPK giving a little bit of love into no one.
They can tip faster than no one can phase shift.
Oh, no.
Very impressive.
Oh, no. They reveal they're not near mid, though. Once again, Sweden strong. Start with the toss back. Seeming like they don't have the damage. Glimmer Cave's going to be able to protect the Juggernaut, and the Winter's Curse isn't the greatest, so we saw what could happen last time with that attempt, but Navi can't execute it for a second time in a row.
They just don't have the same damage, particularly without no one, of course.
Radiant's middle tower.
But they don't have that same wombo combo that you're going to see from GPK to just blow up a single target so easily. Now, the one benefit, unfortunately, Solo used the curse, but he actually still has free curses. There's still no Lincolns, and really, who is going to buy a Lincolns at this point on Outsiders? It's going to take away from the offensive capability of one of these 3 cores to get it, and they don't want to do that.
GPK? This lifesteal does a lot of damage to the Tiny with how much health he has. GPK is going to be cautious about sieging. I mean, look at that. Arctic Burn as well. Half his health is just gone.
It's a good point. He also doesn't even have the shard yet. Which can obviously be a pretty good tool for your whole squad versus the those big tanky opponents on Lifestealer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where this shard fits into the Lifestealer build. Of course, it's very good this game versus the tanky heroes, but just haven't really seen as many Lifestealers like prioritize it.
Yeah, it's a classic Roche shard where like it's difficult to justify the goal because you just feel like you need the items so much anyway. Like if I can't right click without a nullifier, then how can I afford to go like open wounds of it? You know, I gotta actually hit them to make use of it. Well, the big items coming out here: the Penta Edge Sword, now equipped onto Tiny. So yeah, this guy needed 100 more attack range, right? Look at the range! Oh my god. He can actually slap you from so far away.
Not only that, but they also have the refresher on DM. That was that item you were mentioning, Trent. Late game for Navi to be worried about. Potential for the double doom, but look at the scan. Outsiders, they know exactly where Navi is. No one maybe trying to force some reactions for the moment, but they're not going to take the bait. They're just going straight down to bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, and no defensive save outside of the Yules, right? He doesn't have a like an incomplete Aeon disc or something. He doesn't have a saving ally aside from the Winter Wyvern, which at this point is kind of a death sentence if it's a Cold Embrace save. The true save of a Wyvern at this point is either that Glimmer or the Winter's Curse.
I'm a bit worried here for Navi, honestly. 18,000 deficit. Just feels like now with how Outsiders are able to take these fights, I think it has to be perfect, though, from Navi. They do have the team fight for Outsiders to be worried about, though.
Yeah. It's still all on solo. Like, honestly, there's no Lincolns. Like, you have a chance. One of the things I love most about Wyvern as a position 5 player primarily is that there's some 5s I play that it feels like you can't really solo win the game. You can't solo win these big late game team fights. No matter how well you play, your wards are occasionally more important than your actual abilities for like winning a late game fight. But Wyvern, with no Lincolns on the enemy team, like you can solo win a game as this hero. And I hope he recognizes that it's incredibly important that he is not picked off first. I don't really like this whole like I'm the one in front when there's no Lincolns.
He pinged out the Wyvern's missing, so they recognize Solo has to be the first one to kill it off. He's going to protect himself with the Glimmer, fight to the left, but GPK is on point, recognizes where the Wyvern is. They're going to trust Solo back into the jug, and down goes the Wyvern, and now they can chain this into the Puck's life as well as DM lines it up with the ultimate. Sweden Strong doing whatever he can to protect his position too, but it will come at a cost, and that cost is his own life as Navi, they lose 3 with 0 casualties from Outsiders.
All I see is 2 days of Midases from Outsiders, and they're winning some games, so we might see more Midases in the future.
They cancel the Dawnbreaker's TP out down bottom, so another pick-off. He's got a buyback at least, but the base, it's under siege now, Navi. They need to pull something out of the hat.
Well, Puck player Enjoyer Ramses, I gotta say, the draft put together from Outsiders here No one not having a great game. This does not look like your typical puck in this patch. Ooh, does get the bash. Slow him down. Come on. Solo. He's just like, please no. Oh, the blink out!
No, the silence! Oh, no, Solo. He doesn't have an opportunity for the curse. They bring him down. 50 seconds without the Winter Wyvern, who have buyback in 290 gold, but
There's
nothing they can
spacing.
do.
It's been so good. Like, since this has become such a huge problem,
gonna
and the
jump?
only thing to worry about.
All right.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh, just look at that. Glimmer Cape, they've got no detection. Outsiders have all the answers to Navi through the mid to late game. That might be all she wrote. They've caught the puck on the outskirts as well. The G's are dropped, and Outsiders, they'll take our first game here in the best of one. This puts themselves in an incredible position.
Oh, man. Outsiders looking good. Again, the positioning to me was so important. Just excellent recognition about how they could lose this game at this point. It all comes down to Solo on the Wyvern, and they're just watching. They're just looking. And honestly, they look like they're like playing the penalty kill in hockey. They're playing the diamond. You know, they're keeping everyone nice in space. They're blocking passes, blocking shots, making sure there's no random Connor McDavid on the Winter Wyvern. I know you guys all know exactly what I'm talking about. And so yeah, very impressive from Outsiders. They held strong. And they got a W in a pretty tough situation, considering how this game started.
I'm a sports fan, but I have no idea with your hockey references. They go straight over the head. But for the lads on the outside, it's a beautiful game for them to be able to take here. We just saw how... This takes us back because we were doing yesterday's game as well, where Ramsey's really struggled in the lane versus the Dawnbreaker, was playing that Terrorblade in game one, and I think he died 3-4 times in the lane, but somehow Ramsey's been able to catch back up and be that win condition. This feels very, very reminiscent of that game one yesterday, where it goes the Midas this time. They made a lot of space for him, and this can kind of be the issue. It feels like the meta we have right now, if you don't have a lineup that can convert on objectives, we mentioned a lot that Navi, they couldn't take towers, and it felt like for quite some time they couldn't take Roche as well. You're just running across the map, you can't take these fights, and usually at the moment, a beautiful way to force fights is just hitting towers, and they didn't have that capability, so maybe that's something they look for in the next game.
Yeah, 3 of his 5 deaths were in the first 9 minutes for Ramses. After that, he had a pretty good game once to get away from that Dawnbreakers, so... excellent strategy here. Very well prepared from Outsiders. And that's, I believe, going to put them into the next match. But we'll have the panel fill you guys in on the details.
Yeah, we'll find out what's going to happen. We'll send it over the panel.
to get out of bed. You put your heart on a letter to chase it away. Got sad and tough because of you. Hey, was gonna give you more time forever. Know what they say, only time will tell. You know what they say, you never really care. When I'm sleeping with someone new, I just close my eyes and think of you. When I'm sleeping with someone new, I can
Outsiders, they get their revenge on Navi. This was the team that they lost to in the regular season that forced them in this position of being in a three-way tiebreaker. So good on them for taking this game over Navi. But it wasn't all Outsiders' game. There were a lot of moments where Navi was looking great. In fact, like you said, Fia, they are this team that dominate laning in early parts of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Navi looks so good in the laning stage. Poor Ramses. They picked the Ogre to kind of like stop the Dawnbreaker like combo. Didn't seem to work. Ramses died multiple times in that top lane. Ice was free farming on this Dawnbreaker. He had to end up buying a Midas and be like, all right, team, you got me for the next 15 minutes. I'm out. Hits the jungle up, starts Midas farming. And at the same time, DM was in the same situation. Last picking this Doom into Lifestealer also went first item Midas. So that's 2 Midases here on outside. So normal logic would be telling you that, hey, they got 2 Midases, maybe we should turn up the heat a little bit. And unfortunately, they did not punish Ramses at all. And the one time that they did try to punish, I think it was this fight here. Or it was closer, yeah, this fight. Solo just bought back from the fight previously. Then they lose all their heroes here. And I think this is where Outsiders really start to like get some momentum with 2 heroes being dead for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Well, then on the flip side, Sheep, let's have a chat about Outsiders and sort of how they really kept themselves in this game in a position apart from, I mean, obviously, the minuses.
I mean, it was a lot of the minuses. They were just farming it up, bro.
Really that.
I mean, they took advantage of some mistakes by Navi,
Yeah.
right? There was like a time when they were in their jungle playing a little bit too aggressively. Like Outsiders slapped down a sentry on the cliff to like spot the puck. He gets doomed. Like losing your puck at the start of a fight is fight losing, obviously. Like
it's game changing.
It's
some would
super
say.
game changers. Honestly, just obliterating. And yeah, like then you can just kind of run them down because they don't have like a lot of AoE damage for like the coil and stuff. So when you do start to get like picked off, your kind of like cohesion falls apart. They were doing a lot of like picking off and trying to just catch people with like Marcy Dispose and Dornal. Lifestealer was running around. Lifestealer didn't die, by the way. I just want to point that out. V2 just did not die and lost the game.
Are gonna come up.
Yeah, like what
10
is
and
happening? It's actually so funny.
Higher hero down. You would think that V-Tune won this game by those stats.
You actually would. Dude, damn, what a Chad.
Unfortunately, he couldn't 1v9. Unfortunately, he couldn't carry this game for his team. But in the earlier parts of it, is there a lot of hope for Navi? Like, if you're coming out of this, would you guys be a little bit disappointed? I don't want to say tilted, but, you know, they have another game later today that they have to verse against Spirit. So what are they sort of taking away from this? To either work on or to be like, wow, we did that really well and we need to do it again.
I mean, this is the same Navi like I talked about before. They played. They're really good at third of the game, but they kind of sometimes throw away games where they have a considerable advantage. And looks like nothing has changed in that department here. So guess it work. Just work on that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought DM was doing a really great job all game. Like getting
Navi, right?
I did say Navi, but she's
No,
talking
I
about
know.
her own point.
But I'm saying
gotcha.
that.
Yeah,
I'm saying
she's
that.
like, wow, DM's on our screen. Let me talk about him.
Broke. I'm getting to a point.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
DM on his Doom was doing a really great job with his Dooms though. Like seriously, like he was getting like pickoffs and like disrupting. Like a fight would break out somewhere and he would just be like dooming a Mossy on the backline. And it's like it's not a really super impactful kill, but it does like halt their momentum for a moment and forces them to like slow down for a bit and like gives his team the space to keep farming with those minuses. I thought he was just doing a really nice, and he got a refresher. Fair.
So what you're saying is Navi could have done nothing about this.
There was nothing
They
to do.
bought-
They
they
didn't
bought
have
a
a single
refresher. There was
refresher,
absolutely
and
nothing,
Doom
yeah.
did have one.
Yeah.
So the
Mm.
game was just over at that point, according to you.
What? That was your point. How's it according to me?
No, you were going off about refreshers.
She's
Yeah,
doing
they
a
are broken.
callback to
I'm
last
doing
series at SEA.
It's a throwback.
Yes.
God, you're useless.
No, you're doing a callback because you're not throwing back to that moment. You're calling back.
yeah,
to it.
whatever.
Okay. Sorry.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I thought DM was very standout that game for his team.
He was good. But so back to your original question though, what do they need to do different for Spirit?
Discipline. They need discipline.
Discipline.
That's just it.
I love it.
'Cause
Nice.
if they
But
don't,
they're playing
Spirit
for
will destroy
Spirit
them.
too.
Yeah.
Spirit is even better than Outsiders at specifically coming back from a disadvantage.
Mhm.
So they even got a
Yeah.
tougher task ahead when it comes to their discipline and keeping a lead. I have no doubt that they can go against Spirit and just crush them in the early game. They've done it before.
Mhm.
Seem to do it to most teams. It's just that mid-late game, they can't hold their lead
Well, let's
for
then
whatever reason.
quickly touch on Outsiders. Do you think that they're going to have to improve their early game a lot between this game and the next game, right? Because the next game is going to be Outsiders up against Spirit. Is there a lot that they're going to have to change, or do you think that that is a tactic that can work against Team Spirit too?
This is revenge.
This is revenge.
This is going to be the revenge, and the team that
For
lost
Spirit.
the previous series will win it. So Spirit for sure is going to win this, just based purely off of that speculation and drama.
I was like, where is this going? I have no idea where it's
The
going.
intrigue. Oh,
Yeah.
The
I
hype.
mean,
the tension.
Outsiders lost to Navi before. Now they
Yeah.
beat Navi.
Yeah. True.
Outsiders beat Spirit, so
you're
now
going off
Spirits are going to
one-
win.
He's going off one game. Well, you know what? Maybe he's right.
be.
Maybe he's wrong. Who knows? All I do know is that we have to head to a break first before we do get our next Outsiders versus Spirit game.